Alright, welcome to Highstyle Sundays. We're gonna get straight into it. We got ScottyBanx in the building. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How you?
I'm good, it's all good. Alright, first of all, I know where you're from and a little bit about you, but tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Baltimore, East Baltimore. Church Square to be exact, down the hill. That's where I'm from.
Alright, so tell us a little bit what it was like growing up in Baltimore as a child.
For me, I had a real well-rounded upbringing, so like my experience was probably different than everybody else's. Like coming up, my father was heavy in the streets, but my mother wasn't on no hood rat shit. So I was always exposed to other stuff. And my father wasn't on no hood rat shit either. He was just out there. But both my parents smart as shit. So most people, most young kids out trying to play football and basketball and shit. I'm in the house trying to build rockets and shit like that. Like, it was just different. Like for me, my first friends I ever had was like little Jewish kids and shit. Like I was always around some different shit. So it wasn't. I wouldn't say I had a typical Baltimore experience, even though I lived in the typical Baltimore area. But like that kind of shaped my outlook on life, which is that this shit is all whatever you make it. You never a victim to your circumstances or your environment. It's literally whatever you want this shit to be.
Okay. So you said your dad was a little bit in the streets. Was there any time that you found yourself on that side?
Nah, never. And the reason why was because it was two reasons mainly. Like number one reason was like, all right, as a young kid I knew, all right, my father don't want to do this, but he's doing it because he's trying to get me in a better position so that I never got to do that. So I always felt like for me to see him go through all that shit, get shot, locked up and all that, just for me to do the same thing, that's fucking stupid. I always feel like if you in the streets and then your son in the streets, then you hustle backwards. And then another thing was just, like I said, my father got locked up when I was, 8 or 9 and was gone till I was like 18. And I seen the effect that had on my family, so I could never put myself in the position to fuck my family up like that. So that shit was never even a thought in my mind, ever.
Okay. So, what, did you finish school?
I finished high school. I ain't finished college. I got to sophomore, junior year in college. I just never finished that shit. I started working and life got in the way, but I never finished. But I get paid to speak at colleges though.
Okay. So what type of life situations happened to you that really caused you to stop, going to college and focusing more like getting a job?
I bought a big dumbass car too soon. That's really all it was. I was this bitch living. And, I had a lot of fun in that car, but bought a big dumbass car too soon. I couldn't really worry about grades when, you feel me, you got bills.
Right. So, talk to us about your first experience into the music. Like, what really drew you to, start making, you make beats, you engineer, you rap, you do it all. So, tell us what made you start doing that.
So, the way I got into rapping, just period, I was 6 and might have been younger than 6, I don't know, but I was in the house with my grandmother, I was with my cousins, and the little Bow Wow, What's My Name video came on. I think it was What's My Name, when him and Snoop Dogg turning the dogs at the end.
Okay.
And I'm watching that shit, and I see all the girls chasing them, and I turn to my cousin like, yo, you think I could do that? My big cousin, he's probably might have been 13 at the time, he's like, yeah, you can. So I'm like, all right. So I go and grab a little piece of paper, start writing little raps and shit. I'm like, damn. And then my cousin, they just kept hyping me up. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I just kept writing raps. And then, like I said, it was always just on some play shit. But then when my father got shot and went to prison, I shut down. I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't none of that shit. So rap was how I expressed myself. My teacher in 3rd grade would make us write little journal entries and shit, and mine was always a rap. And from there, I'll never forget, I rap one of my entries for her when I was 8 in front of the whole class, and she was just like, you can be like P. Diddy one day. And I'm out this bitch nah, P. Diddy do bad business. I want to be like Jay-Z. But nah, I feel what she was saying though.
Alright. So talking about that, talk about some of the artists or maybe just regular people that inspired you to do music.
Regular people, my grandfather, he a DJ, played the drums, so that's out the break. My mother taught me how to rap, so that's that right there.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother get them bars off. Who else? Neighborhood Nip Hustle, J. Cole,
Right.
Big Crit, Jay-Z, obviously. Who else? I don't know, like, that's who inspired me to, like, as far as my sound. Young Jeezy inspired my sound a lot, like a whole lot. But for the most part, like the rappers I respect now, I respect like the hustle. I don't even listen to niggas' music. Like I just be like, yo, who's doing what? Like I don't like bullshit. Like I don't like niggas that's waving guns around the video and posting pounds of weed on it. That's stupid as shit to me. Just because, like I said, I was raised by real street niggas that don't do that kind of shit. So I like niggas that's like making business moves, like, you know, Nas investing in Coinbase, like, all right, I fuck with that. I don't even think I ever listened to a Nas album, but I fuck with Nas off of moves like that. Like honestly, I never sat through a full Jay-Z album, but I fuck with Jay-Z because the way he moved. The music is kind of like secondary to me now because it's more so like, what the fuck are you doing with your platform? That's what I look at. So like,
So talk to us about something you've done with your platform on the business level.
Oh shit, so like a lot of people know me as like, oh, he the engineer, you run the studio, but motherfuckers don't know, like, I don't want to do that. But it was just like I'm a hustler though, so it's like, all right, I've been rapping, like I said, since 2001.
Right.
A lot of motherfuckers that's rapping now wasn't even thinking about that shit in 2001.
Yeah.
But I was able to see what was going on. I'm like, all right, if everybody around me starting to rap, if it's a gold rush, you're gonna make more money selling shovels than you're gonna make for actually digging for gold. So I'm like, all right, I know how to record myself. This shit sound good. Let me charge these motherfuckers.
Right.
And now, make bread off of that. So it's like, I'm one of the people that can get paid from my passion. And then what I try to do is like, I never use that shit like, yeah, fuck y'all, I got y'all money, bitch, bitch, bitch. Like, nah, it's never like that. Like, I try to drop game and, you know, give people gems and shit whenever they talk to me. And I think that's why a lot of people like fuck with me the way they do, because I'm not selfish. I'm not about to say, yo, I know how to make $1 million over here, but fuck you, you got, like, nah, like, I don't care. Like, people ask me like, yo, how you do this with the mixing? I'll show you, like, bro, I do it that way, but I'm not gonna teach you. But like, if you catch me in the act, I'll show you, yo, this is what I'm doing. Cause like, I firmly believe that, you know, me lighting your candle don't fuck up my flame. So I tell you whatever. And I don't know, people say like, people follow my actions, I guess. Like, so as far as what I use for my platform, I just try to show them, like, as a black man, you can do anything. Like, I went from being a rapper, I done sold cars, sold houses, big ass houses. Like, my first house I sold was $700,000. Like, I done did a whole lot of shit.
You flip houses too?
Nah, I don't flip. I'm a realtor. Like, I'm a licensed realtor. And so yeah, you know, I just try to do shit and hopefully somebody catch on.
Right. So, a little bit more about your music. I know you say you don't really want to do the engineering part and all that, but if you had the chance and the opportunity, you know, there's a lot of youth out here in Baltimore that wants to make music, and maybe they're not good at rapping or want to learn how to, you know, master so they can do it for other people.
Right.
Like, is that something you look forward to, like, doing and helping?
Yeah, so with kids, of course, like, that's something like, my goal is, when it's all said and done, I want to have a scholarship for, like, aspiring audio engineers, because there's not a lot of them. I don't think I found any, honestly. So yeah, I want to do that for kids especially, but like, as far as, you know, grown ass men that can go on YouTube and learn this shit themselves, like, I ain't really got time. But kids, man, like, I got a soft spot for kids, so of course.
So, like, is there anything else? Because I know you say you have other businesses and whatnot. So, is there anything else you would do to give back to the community?
Yeah, so I'm big on like technology, bro. Like, a lot of people think, you know, you gotta, like a lot of young black kids just don't, a lot of young black men just don't know there's other ways to do shit. Like for example, right now I'm teaching myself app development again because I'm just try whatever the fuck I want to out here. You live once, so teaching myself app development. Like when I tell people, they like, yo, but like, so what, you in school? It's like, nah, I'm not in school. They like, but you gotta go to school for that. But it's like, bro, Google, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, you don't gotta have no degree to work there, so why the fuck would I go to school? It's like, that shit's stupid. But I mean, it's not stupid, but it's like, it's no, like people think it's a bigger barrier to entry than it really is. Like it's not really that big of a barrier. So another thing that I wanna do is like just show young black kids like, yo, you don't gotta play football if you don't want to. Cause I didn't want to. My parents were like, yo, go play football. I didn't wanna do that shit. So, you know, like, you don't got to do that. It's tech money over here. You know, entry-level app developers start off 90 bands. Like, what the fuck? You feel me? Yeah, a lot of dudes out here standing on the street corner all day long. Ain't even made 30 bands all year. But you start off 90 bands sitting at the desk. All right, do something with it.
So you've been rapping since 2001.
Yeah.
So what kind of artist do you see yourself as now?
To be honest, I don't know. Like I see myself as an artist, but more so because I got my hands in so many things. I really see myself more so as like I don't want to use the word mogul because I feel like that's some asshole shit, but I see myself as because like, you know, I got my hand, like P. Diddy, like he got his hands in a lot of things. And of course, like you got to build over time. But I just, as the way my mind works, I can't put myself in one box. So when I think about me, I think about like P. Diddy, Master P, Kanye, Pharrell, Swiss Beats, because like I'm into so many things, but it's organic. It's not just like, oh, this is a business move. Like how Swiss Beats design cars. I really like cars. I sell cars. So that's what I'm into. I'll jump into that lane also, you know, collecting art, things like that. That's what I like. It's not a thing of like I told you, I don't drink, so I can't be out here like, yeah, I'm gonna get a Bel Air sponsorship. Like, that's not organic. What the fuck is that about? So for me, it's just like I believe that in 2021 and beyond, we all got the means to like be our own Walt Disney. Like, you can really make the world whatever you want. Like even this interview right now, like 20 years ago, you'd have had to like pay hella bread to make this happen. You'd have to have a whole production like team and all that. It's different now, you know, like the internet put the world right at your hands, so it's like, do whatever you want with it.
So I want to get a little bit into, I know you say you sell houses, real estate side. So I know you're a realtor, right? Licensed realtor?
Yeah.
Okay. But you know about all the flipping houses and all that and whatnot. So what made you actually go and get your license as a realtor to decide?
Instead of flipping?
Yeah.
I ain't know no better. Yeah, I just didn't know no better. I would recommend anybody just flip that shit. The only reason I wanted to get my license was like, because if my family wanted to buy a house, I didn't want them to get jerked. So I'm like, all right, you know, if you want to buy or sell your house, I got you. But if you just want to make some money, you don't gotta get a license, just go flip.
Are you making money as of?
Actually, right now I'm inactive because, you know, I went through a whole lot of stuff last year, so I was inactive. Right now I just refer clients to other agents. So yeah, but I plan on getting back into it. Probably more so as an investor though, just because like I said, you see certain things like, all right, that make more sense.
So is there any, because I know you said when you were active, you did sell some houses, right? So is there any tips you can give anybody when it comes to like buying a house or maybe even selling a home?
When it comes to buying a house, like a lot of people, especially like young black people, like everybody think like, oh, you know, owning a house not for everybody. Maybe I just want to rent. But it's like, you say that because you don't know no better, because you sound fucking stupid. Like people think like, okay, you gotta put down 20% of the house. How I'm gonna get that money? But it's like, it's home buyers grants. You know, like the state of Maryland got this thing where if you have $40,000 in student loan debt, they will clear your student loan debt to just let you buy a house. Like people don't know shit like that. It's like FHA 3.5 down, which is like you pay 3.5% of the purchase price. All right, cool. So now you don't need 20% down. Like it's like I got the first house I sold. I got my man's what was it? His house was $200,000. And I think they put down $2,800. Like, you don't need that much, but people just so hell bent on thinking like, yo, no, it's impossible. I'm gonna just rent and I'm gonna have these roommates forever. And it's like, yo, you don't gotta do that. Like, you paying $1,800 for rent when if you buy the spot, your mortgage $900.
Yeah.
You just don't think. So like, I be trying to tell people.
All right. So I want to get back to your music a little bit. Talk about your latest single, right? Pauline.
Right, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. How it came about.
All right, so Pauline, like, so right now I do a lot of driving. So I'm like, while I drive, it's like I think about different scenarios. Like the songs in my music, I mean, the scenarios in my music. Some of them are like based on true events, but a lot of them are just like, what if this happened? How would I handle it? So it was like, you know, I just was riding around thinking like, damn, man, you know, everybody been at a situation where like their significant other left them, and they like, yo, but I just wish you could have been here to see this part, because I told you it was gonna get good and you didn't stick around, and now here it is, and like it's nothing I can do to bring you back at this point, because just out the principle, I made it this far, I can't let you back in. And so that's where that song came from. It's like, you know, damn, like I'm riding to work, slaving my ass off for this dream, and you tell me you can't do it no more. But I told you all this shit about to happen, it's gonna go good, and then it finally happened and you gone. Now it's like, you know, I love you so much, but it's gonna hurt to like flex on you, because I don't even want to, but it's just like inevitable. I'm the biggest thing in the world now. It hurt because I wanted you to be here, but like I said, the principle, I can't bring you back in.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, like I'm pretty sure you've been in a situation like that. Like, and that's the way I try to make my music.
Can relate to that.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about, because obviously there's a lot of risks that you've made and taken to even get to the point that you are today. So just tell us folks about like maybe one risk that you've encountered that you overcame and, you know, helped you to get here where you are.
So I'll tell you, like, the first risk I took, I was 19 or 20? I might have been 20. I was working full time at Comcast, and then like, this is when I first started getting studio clients. I'm like, all right. I was probably like maybe 6 months to a year in at that point, and I'm like starting to see the money coming. Like I'm waking up at $200, $300. You know what I mean? And I'm like, all right. Well, if I make 20, because I'm only charging $20 an hour at the studio this time, which is crazy. So I'm $20 out of the studio, but I'm making $13.50 at work. I'm like, all right, I can do the studio full time, thinking like it's gonna be consistent as it seemed, not realizing it seemed that consistent because I'm at work, and for the most part, I'm still getting clients every day afterwards, but it's only like 2-3 hours. But in my mind, it's just like, nah, I'm booming. I leave, everything go belly up. I'm like, oh shit, this ain't what I thought. This is not what I thought. And you know, but like from that point, it made me realize like you gotta have things in place before you make that kind of move. That's how I started selling cars, because I left my job and I'm like, well, I need a job now, and car lots take anybody. Like, you mean anybody? You can walk on the lot right now and say, I want to sell cars. All right, bet, no questions asked. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna just go sell these cars and see what's up. And that's how that happened. But yeah, that's a risk. But another one, it's kind of a risk, but it's also kind of like an investment. So I was in that studio paying rent at the studio for probably 18 months to like 2 years before I ever got one client. I mean, I'm paying rent every single month. Nobody walking in there. Like, I'm paying rent and I'm not even in there. And then one day, it just all started making sense, and I've been on ever since. So it's like you gotta kind of bet on yourself like that, take those kind of risks.
So is there any artists you work with, anybody that maybe your favorite artist you work with, that you can name a few?
All my main guys. I really only listen to the rappers I record. So, you know, John Wells, my brother, Matic, Chris Cassius, I got City, Zell, Tay, man, Slick Flock, Keith the Vandal, who else? My man Dane, that's my bro also. Who else? There's a lot of people, man, a lot of people. It's a couple, like, it was even artists that like I might have just recorded and I'm like, yo, this fire. But Yeah, it's like those my guys though. That's like we like family. That's my people.
So, is there any upcoming projects we can look forward to from you?
Yeah, so like I got my campaign right now, which is The Flood is coming, and it's funny because people think that's a project. Like I'll break that down in another interview. But yeah, I got a couple of projects. I won't name them right now because they are concepts. But what I will say is like the first one that's gonna drop, I do got the name for that. It's called Sunday. So that's gonna be the first project to drop. But everything else after that, you're just gonna have to like really look out for it and see what's up.
Alright. And are you still taking clients for the recording and all that?
Yeah, I am, but like I'm not actively seeking them. Like they hit me, alright, but yeah, but for the most part, I'm trying to like, I'm actually starting like a whole separate entity just so I'm not associated with that no more. Cause like I said, I don't want to be known as the engineer, but I got a production company I own that will do all that, you know. So whether that mean I gotta like hire somebody to do it or whatever, but I'm not about to keep being known as the engineer. Like, that's annoying.
Okay. Is there anybody you want to shout out? Any last words you want to say? Anything?
Man, fuck Donald Trump. Nah, I'm playing. Nah, man, shout out to everybody, though. Shout out to you for pulling this off. Yeah. Shout out to the whole Baltimore because it's a lot going on. And, I'm just happy that I could play a part in that shit because there's a lot of people that I recorded I know are gonna be like legendary, and I'm just like, damn, that's on my laptop. So, you know, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to my guys, the whole 1045 squad, and shout out to my damn self because I'm that nigga.
Alright, you heard it. We got ScottyBanx in the building, the mogul himself. Tune in for more. It's Highstyle Sundays.
Yes, sir. One day you'll understand, but right now, all I can tell you is the flood is coming.
Look, I looked outside and it looked good outside. Ain't no damn flood coming. What the fuck you talking about?
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
The flood is coming. I'm getting busy off a laptop, doing numbers like I'm on a back block. I always make something shake and y'all stuck in place like ass shot. Why everybody